Time to bring new life back to our Stanley 9 1/4 block plane. More right after this. I'm Rick, and this shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Nail that for your sanity. This is the shack. Hello and welcome back to the shack. In today's video, I'm going to breathe new life into my old, abused, neglected Stanley 9 1/4 block plane. 9 1/2 was very successful. We just happened to have these in the cabinet shop. A lot of the use we got out of these, especially on installations and later on job sites, just for general purpose use. We put our palm here, grab it on the side, put our finger on this, and we just use it as a quick planing tool to shave off an edge. If the door wasn't closing just right, maybe a little tight, we just shave a little bit till it got that perfect fit. Interior, exterior doors, didn't matter, finished cabinetry, whatever it was we were doing, these were very, very useful tool to have. Unfortunately, they were used and abused, tossed back in the tool bucket, tossed back in the truck, not really very well taken care of. So it's time to show a little love to an old tool, bring it back into the rotation and give it new life. So what we're going to do, we're going to disassemble this. As you can see here, I'm already done. Beautiful finish on the bottom, mirror on the tops and sides, completely been repainted. The blade itself has been cleaned up and put a extremely sharp, razor sharp edge on it. So now when I would cut a piece of paper, it was like a sword going through butter. Cutting with the old blade, the old edge, more of a saw action trying to cut that paper versus now that it's sharp, get it going, just smooth as butter, nice slicing action. So we're going to go through the process, show you what I did. So if you have an older plane laying around, maybe a little neglected, clean it up, get a new edge on it, bring it back to life, show it a little TLC, and start using it again. So let's tear this thing apart, start cleaning it, and then we're going to turn our attention to the blade. But if you know, I couldn't find anything on it. Only thing I could find is one article. They said something about possibly the factory bevel on this was 20 degrees, but yet when I put that into my angle finder with my woodpecker sharpening kit, that's 20 degrees. It didn't even come close. It was basically between 25 and 30, but it came closer to the 30. It didn't have as much of a gap. So I chose the 30-degree angle. If it's a 20-degree, I may somewhere down the line go to my grinder, regrind it, and go through the process of sharpening it, and honing it down to that uniform 20-degree angle, and then polishing it, and then putting the micro bevel on. But I really couldn't do anything. I just went off what the current grind on this was, and it was closer to the 30 than it was to 20 by far, and less of a gap at 30 than there was at 25. So I chose the 30-degree angle. I mean, it works. I don't know if it really makes a difference. If you know, please hit the comment section below and let me know, because I'm thinking I may end up changing it. I'm still doing some research trying to find out what the factory bevel was on these. So with that, let's just dive right in. Pretty bad shape, but then it's just been used on job sites, thrown in the toolbox, and that was it. What we're going to do, I'm going to take this thing all apart. I'm going to clean everything. We're going to get as much of this rust off as possible. I think we'll repaint some of these parts. Get this thing taken apart, and we'll just see how much life we can get out of it. Clean that up, possibly repaint it. Get this all cleaned up. Most importantly though, I'm going to use my, wow, that's not very good at all. I'm going to use my woodpecker sharpening system, and we're going to bring new life back to this blade. I don't know if I can pop that out or not. There we go. Let's see what I can do with that without having to really take it apart. Get this all cleaned up real good. And we're going to pay a lot of attention to the bottom. Maybe even the sides. I think I could bring those back. But the interior, I want to paint black again. Just make it look nice and new. This will sand. Repaint this nice. Clean this up real good. And clean the knobs up real good in the adjustments. But then we're going to focus real heavily on this. So, wow. We'll just see what we can do with this. Okay, let's get cleaning. Now, as you see, pretty much everything is cleaned up. I took actually my drill, I put this in there, spun it, and I polished it the best I could. Looks pretty decent. I actually found a screw that would fit in here. Put that in the drill, polished, came out really good. Actually a little bit better than this one. This I just did by hand, took a while. This part we just did by hand. We sanded this all smooth, so it's really nice, ready for paint. I actually used Super Clean, Sprayed it on this, let it soak in a little bit. Used a brush, cleaned that all out. All this little knurling in here is nice and clean again, so it'll be very lightly sprayed. Same thing with this. You saw all the sanding we did, so now the side is beautiful. Bottom is with that 2000 grit. This is like glass. I mean, it's beautiful, smooth. If I want to spend about another hour on here, I could really keep going and get this little dullness in the center off, but I'm not going to worry about that. And the sides here, nice. I did this by hand just to get this rust out, but that is painted. I don't know if there's any way I could tape this off and repaint that, but I'm not going to worry about it. But I'm figuring out if I really want to pop this off. I don't know. I don't have a rivet to put back in. For me, maybe if I set it up like that, I can take time, tape around this. I used super clean in this, sprayed it in there, let it set, scrubbed it out real good. What I'm going to do next is focus on this. Basically, this is pretty thick right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the 400 grit. I'm going to put this down on there and just sand it again. And did like I did with this, just sanding a little bit at a time till I get this looking pretty decent. Flip it over and do the same. And I'm going to go from 400 all the way up to 2000 to get this nice and smooth. Let me get a piece of paper. I just want to see how sharp that is and see if we get anything better. It does. It's a little hard and a little frayed edges, so it could definitely stand a little sharpening. Where I want to be able to do is just like this. See, I just don't want to do it. It just wouldn't slice through smoothly. So definitely can upgrade that edge. I'm not pushing hard, just folding it down gently. I just want to get that rust, dirt, whatever is on there, off of there. There you have it. That is nice, and that is glass smooth. Okay, let's get out the sharpening system. After I get some water, we're going to follow directions. I've never done that before, so this will be interesting to see. I'll get my angle, get everything set up, use my sharpening stones for the first time. I have my sharpening system laid out here. First thing we got to do is get the angle of this blade. So I'm going to start at 20 degrees, and when I put this in here, if you notice, it's kind of got an angle down, then it goes in, and you got the flat area on the bottom. So I put the flat area on the bottom, I line it up in there. If I keep this level, I have a little gap at that end, so it's not completely angled at that angle at 20 degrees. If I put it in at 25 or at 30, I think 25, it's very, very close. It's just got a little bit of a change. Actually, I think 30 is probably a little closer than 25. Yep. I'm going to have to go with 30. All right, 25 again, put it in like that. I have just a little gap at the end here. At 30, that looks pretty close. If anything, I have a little gap at the top, so it's between 25 and 30. But I think 30 looks closer. The gap is wider at 25 than 30, so I'm going to go with 30. So what I need to do is set this at 30, take that set pin out, that's loose, Let's see, where's my 30 degree? 30's right there. Set that pin in there, that's my stop. Tighten this down. Now I'm going to set this in upside down. Push up against this. Inside here, there's a little shoulder on both sides. I'm going to set the iron right in on that. This way, edge up. I had to remember, because when I'm down, I'm doing this. So edge up, set it on. I'm going to open up a little more. There it goes. No, loosen it. There we go. Push up against the shoulder there. Push this down and push it up against the stop. Holding it all in place. Tighten that up. Doesn't, good. Right there. Good. There we go. Now I can put this away for the time being. I moved outside just because it's nice out. So these are my sharpening stones from Sharpton, the Kuramokus. I think that's how you pronounce it. I love Japanese sharpening stones. I did a lot of research on these before I got them. I think these are probably some of the best out there. I have 5. I got 120, 1,000, 5,000, 8,000, 12,000. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cut it down with the 120 when I get this complete. Because I don't know if you can see that on it. I'll try to get pictures up close. That there's, if you put your finger right here, you can feel a little bit of roughness there. And I put my fingernail, and I actually got a little dip. So maybe at one time they hit something, it's got a little burr right there. So we got to cut this all down because it's between 25, 30, but closer to 30 degrees. So that's why we went with 30. Until this is completely smooth of any discoloration and I have this completely cut down to a 30-degree angle. Then we'll move on to the 1,000, 5,000, get a nice polish. From the 5,000, once I get this where it looks good, I'm going to put a micro bevel on it. On the 8,000, then we're going to polish it with the 12,000. So let me get my water and we can start this. Have my water, have my stone, so let's get this set up. Actually, the case that these come in act as a platform for the stone to set in here to use. So I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to build anything to put these on. I don't really need it. I don't have like 25, 30 of these, or I'll be sharpening every couple of days tools. So they will go back in storage when done. See, they'll set right there, and I can use it right that way. So let me get this wet, and then we can use these for the very first time. I'm just going to get this a little bit wet. There. Now I'm just going to put a little pressure here to keep that flat. I'm just going to run it a few times. You know what? See that? I'm going to have to flip that around because I'm too much on the edge. So I'm going to have to get this all reset up. So let me go. I thought I would have enough room. Nope. Let me switch these around and I'll be right back. All right. Now that I have this readjusted, see, at least the wheels are inside now. So I have something to balance on. So let me dunk this one more time. I got to hurry up because dinner is ready. My wife's like, we got to go. I know. So make sure it's got water on there. Again, it's all reset. So oops. So smooth. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on there. I'm just scraping as I go forward, cutting as I go forward. And we'll look here. So I got it on that end. I can put it there so I can see it there. So it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of this cutting to get where I want it to be. Oops. And I'm using the whole sharpening stone. It's going to go back forth. It's 120 grit, should cut it down pretty good. Got this to here now. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to cut this a little bit, but I got to get ready to go. Wife's on me already, but I wanted you to see this, so we will come back tomorrow because I will be busy the rest of the evening. And personally, it's getting there. This side's getting real good. I haven't even touched this side yet, but I'm going to dump this off, clean it off again. I'm a stickler about keeping it clean, and I'm going to flip it. Every time I rinse it off, I'm going to flip it so I can use the whole thing on both ends. I got these on sale. I don't remember, it might have been through Woodpecker about 3 years ago, but they had a killer deal, a couple $100 for all 5. And I did a lot of research. I couldn't get it online. I couldn't get any other store, no nothing that even came close to this. So I bought it through them, and I know Blue Spruce, I think, has had them on sale. Nowhere near the price I got these at, so I feel very fortunate I got these when I did on sale. See, this side is completely done. It's working its way over. See, it wasn't really true this way, so it's going to take a lot to get that because I still have that to get taken care of. So I think that's going to be enough for the night. I'm going to rinse these off, clean it off. I got to get in. And that way I can start fresh tomorrow because this is getting dirty again. It's getting good. It's got all this making its way over. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish this up. I apologize for the interruption, but if you find this interesting, maybe giving you a little something to think about, even possibly going out there and cleaning up, updating, renovating some of your tools, please consider subscribing. If you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you're notified when videos like this come out. So please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. Again, I apologize for the interruption, so back to the video. I've been honing this or getting the angle on it, whatever it is you want to call it, for about 40 minutes. And as you see, I got it all here. From about here down, that's my last bit I have to do. But you can see I'm finally getting a nice uniformed edge here. This blade will be better than it's ever been. I don't think it's ever this nice before. So I'm going to continue on the 120 grit until this is completely gone. Probably got another 20 minutes, so this blade alone to get this uniform has taken about an hour plus easy. Hour and 15, 20 minutes, something like that, I think, when it's all said and done. I've been just going back and forth side to side. I'm getting about 75, 80 strokes, and then just because of the wheels have these rubbers on there, after about 50 strokes, I lift up, come back, just to change the position of the wheels, and going back and forth on the stone itself. I probably get about 75, 80 strokes on this, rinse it off real good, flip it around. But every 20, 30 strokes, I add a little bit of water to it, and I just keep going, and I'm counting. So it's a process. It's not quick and easy as I thought it would be, especially with the 120 grit. I thought it would cut this blade a little faster, but we're getting there slowly, and I'm going to continue until I get a completely uniform. About right there. This is my last bit I got to do. And every once in a while, because I'm getting that little lip on the back, I'll set it down here and just cut that little back off. There. And when I do that, boy, I tell you what, that becomes exceptionally sharp. But yeah, we're getting there little by little. I think I'm at a point where I'm okay now. I don't know if you can see that. After all that honing, I have right here. But I'm good. The main portion of the blade is all good, but I'm gonna go up to 1,000. Start polishing this up. That's looking real, real good. And you see, I really did a number on the stone. It about wore off the lettering. Let me rinse that off. I'm gonna put that aside and let that dry. And now it shouldn't take much to polish this. It really shouldn't. So I'm gonna do about 20 strokes. I'm gonna look at it. That's looking good. That looks real good. I'll do 20 more on this angle, and then that'll be it. So we're going to go to the 5,000. Got the wine fine. This is the 5,000. That's looking beautiful, man. I'm gonna flip it around. Oh, got the pin off there. I'm gonna do the same, just do a few strokes this way. Wow. I mean, that is mirror. Absolutely beautiful. All right, rinse that off, put it away. The hardest one was cutting it down, getting it ready, get that angle, get a uniform angle on that. Now that we have that done, and I can, that's a mirror. The reflection of that is amazing. That's a mirror. Absolutely beautiful. So now we're going to put a micro bevel on that bad boy. So we're going to move this to 32 degrees. Move it up a little bit right there. Put my pin in. Micro bevel goes on this side. Primary bevel goes on that side. Tighten that up. So now we have to readjust this because nothing fits. So loosen that, slide it in. Make sure that's all down flush. Push again, push in, push down, make sure everything's solid. Tighten it up. Now we're ready to do our micro bevel. So let me get the 8,000 and then the 12,000. Okay. Now we have the melon fine. It's the 8,000 sharpening stone, ceramic Sharpton stone. Woo! I can see a little reflection on a different angle right there. Ooh, that's nice. It's good enough with that one. We'll finish it off with the 12,000. This thing blade is looking good. So a little bit more, I think. Just a few more strokes. Okay, like that. I think we're done, Bubba. The only thing I want to do is take out that little there we go. Oh, that's nice. Well, let me clean up. Let's go inside. I need to know, before I even put this on here, if it's sharp. But you can see that? Look at that. That thing is like a mirror. Absolutely beautiful. Man, that thing feels sharp. Remember before I had to help it go along as a cut. So let's just see if that has to still do that or not. Oh man, look at that. I can't get a hold of it. Look at that. But you get the idea. Oh my gosh, this thing is razor sharp now. Ooh. Wow, that is beautiful. Man, I can feel that edge. Ooh, man, that I could shave with that thing. I could look at the mirror. I could see myself. Unbelievable. That is beautiful, man. Where's it? Right there? See reflection, man. That is a one sharp edge blade. So let's get this thing together. Now that we have this assembled, I am getting my blade in here proper, and I want to make sure it's completely level, flush, plumb, whatever you want to call it, with the bottom, the base of the plane itself. So how I do that, the eyes aren't as good. This is so shiny, reflective, it's hard to see the blade. Even with contrasting background, it's still hard to see. That looks pretty straight there. But sometimes I get reflection off here. It's just hard to see. So what I have is this eye gauge tool, a digital plane check gauge. And I'm going to put that on here, and we're going to check to make sure I have the blade in there proper. So I'll hold it up here. I may have tipped down because I can't read upside down. But I'm going to put the gauge part itself. See right here how it moves? It changes the measurement. So we're going to put that just before the blade, right there. Make sure it's before the blade, and I'm going to make sure that that's zeroed out. Yes, it's zeroed out. And I'm just going to go forward till it gets to the high point of the blade sticking out, and I'm at 0.0065. I'll back it off. We'll go flush again. Right there. I'm going to slide it to this side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up till that mark, till that raises up, and I know it's on the blade itself. And I'm at 0.007. So I'm literally a 0.0005 thousandths of an inch off. That is pretty doggone straight in there. I can deal with that. Make sure again I am still zeroed out. Yes, I am good. I could not get that close just eyeballing it. I have to have certain tools to guarantee that I'm doing things right. So that shows me that I have this in there and it is perfect. And that's putting it on here, moving this a little bit, checking it, moving it a little bit, checking it, and then tightening it down. And now I am within 0.5 thousandths of an inch in line. That is close enough for me. Now, if you want a tool like this to help you with your planes, I'll have a link in the description below. Turn it off. Take it off, and there we have it. So now that blade is in line with the bottom. It is close enough to perfect. I'm not going to worry about it. So now we can go over and test it, do a little planing, see what kind of curlicues we can make, and we can finish this video up. So let's see what she does. Woo-wee. Ooh. Oh yeah, we're making curlicues. And this thing is sweet, Bubba Louie. Man, this is nice. Well, I don't think I can complain about that. That's sweet. Yeah. This thing is doing fantastic. I think we got a winner, and we're all done. That is a good looking little hand plane. I am very impressed cleaning this up, putting that razor sharp edge on that iron now. It is unbelievable. Mirror finish bottom, got the sides looking good again. Painted everything in here with a bare, because what I had laying around the shop, it was a satin black. Polished these up the best I could, clean them up, and the most important part was the blade, and it took a couple of hours with 120 grit to get that thing with the uniformed edge on it. Wasn't done very well, and now it is, and as you saw, I would have to take the paper and kind of, in a sawing motion, cut the paper. Now it's just like a sword, whoosh, cutting through butter. I am impressed. I am happy. I can get this back in action, use it around the shop, because this thing is ready for work again. Before, this was used on the job sites for planing doors. Shave a little bit off, maybe it wasn't fitting just so. You shave a little bit off and until you got that fit just right. Cabinet doors, anything we needed to shave a little bit off of to get a fit, that's where this came in. It was just thrown in the toolbox, thrown in your tool bucket, whatever. Really wasn't taken care of. That has changed. I will take care of this now. Mainly because it came from my stepfather in the cabinet shop. I'm liking this a lot. We are done. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shack. Now for your sanity. Take a little time, refurbish some of your older hand tools, bring new life into them, give new edges to them, get them back into use. When they're dull and kind of shabby, you don't really want to use them, fix them up, clean them up. You have a tendency to use them more often. I am going to have to put that on display somewhere. I don't know if I really want to use it. No, I'll use it on some projects, because now I have it and it's ready to go. And truthfully, this and one plane from Bridge City, only two I have. I still would like to get a nice hand plane from, I think, Lee Nielsen. One of those I like really, really well. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger here sometime this year and buy one. If I was a total hand tool person, then yes, I would have different planes for specifics, but I just want a general purpose plane, a big hand plane. That's enough. We're done. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next video.